Welcome to Tradevision. Today we're going to ask Navigator about the Bitcoin move. Navigator, Bitcoin was up 10%. Does this move have legs, or is this just a head fake? So for the pro read, it's a real trend, but price is sitting on the monthly ceiling. Legs on the bigger picture, wrong spot to chase. It's telling us that the monthly sell R fade is in play. So currently I have some time frame structure on here. This is my chart. So I've got my Claude with Navigator running and my chart. Here's our monthly previous month high. Here's the previous quarter midpoint, previous year's low. It's talking about the sell R fade. Let's add the monthly R level. So we're right at the monthly R level, which is our sentiment bias. Let's add it's telling us, so the sell R fade price, we're right, ran right up to it. Let's just put the full monthly critical range on here. So the market basically broke up from the directional. We had good alignment with the previous month close and previous month midpoint, and it attained the R level on this surge. At the start of the month, the market opened up above the directional. We know we're in a R7, so sentiment above the market, outside the critical range. And so typically what it means when you're trading above the directional is that you could have a corrective move. And it did have a corrective move. Let's put on the minor levels. So the market rotated the month here. This structure is not changing until the end of the month. And then we had a validation of this positive action. If the market was going to trend lower in alignment with sentiment, it would be trading below the directional, and that would be the tell that the market wants to go lower. The fact that it was here is tell it wants to go corrective. It's also talking about the weekly has a buy UP breakout. So let's take a look at the weekly structure, leaving the time frame structure because it's good to see that alignment. So basis the weekly, I'll put the critical range on it. And so basis the weekly, it's telling us that the weekly isn't a buy UP breakout. So here's the critical range. Sentiment on the weekly was balanced. So we had the R level is at the midpoint of the critical range. And so that's typically a tell that the market might make a move, pivotal. It's on the fence. We can see how that the market retested the previous month close. And then it produced a buy DIR breakout and a buy UP breakout. And if we look at our targets for the UP breakout, the market attained a 2A PMD move, 2 average price map distances, 2 segments, and so it attained that target. So Navigator's telling us this is a real move, and if the market continues to hold structure, so higher lows, higher highs price structure, and also climbing the PriceMap structure. I just changed the time frame down to 30 minutes. This is our Sierra Charts integration. We have chart integrations with different platforms. Today I'm using Sierra Charts. Get that from us. On the weekly, it's telling us that, hey, this is real, and as long as we're holding this positive price structure and climbing the ladder, it's all good. Where can it go? It can extend up to the UT3. So the upside target 2 was attained. This would be the next target if the market can stabilize above, basically, let's just call it 72K. If not, and we can't hold above 71,200 basis for this week, like what's happening now, more likely we're going to, get a break back down to the previous quarter midpoint and the 70K level. Here, Navigator's talking about the quarterly and the yearly context. It's talking about the quarterly midpoint, so it's identifying it. So here, again, we're just kind of, it's complete transparency here. You're able to kind of validate what the Navigator is telling you. You can just use the Navigator if you want to. If you're using the integrations and the website playbook, then you can validate it against that. So keeping in mind of the time frame context on the higher levels, legs are head fake. It is not a fake. When we're looking at basis the weekly, it's a confirmed breakout. Price is holding against above the previous week and previous month highs. So that's a big deal. If it's a fake out, it's going to fall back within that zone. But on the weekly basis, here's the bottom of the critical range. Here's the top of the monthly high. Basically the market can break all the way down here and it's still good. So basis the monthly, we are in a sell-R fade. So the market rallied up as this corrective move into our sell-R fade. So the immediate risk is a fade, not a failure. The deciding line, except above 71,952. So basically, if the market starts to maintain a trade above 72K, basically, that's going to invalidate this sell-R fade. And it's going to set up a test of the previous year's low. If we reject here, where can it go? It could come back down to the previous quarter midpoint, but it can retrace back down to the upside pivot. So the Navigator is zeroing in on the previous quarter midpoint here. So it's basically saying that if this aggressive buying is going to continue, it's going to hold above here. It's going to hold this previous quarter midpoint, and it's going to reclaim here. And if it reclaims here, then we have some potential. And along with the previous year's low, we've got 75K. So 75K is a good immediate target for the month. On the upside, if this keeps going, and if the market can't hold the previous quarter midpoint, that's going to tell us that this sell-R fade strategy is going to at least come back down here to the upside pivot, if not potentially retrace back down to the previous monthly high. So let's ask Navigator, where are the best places to buy the market? Where should I put my orders and where should I put my stops? So we've told the Navigator what we want to do. So that way it's giving us a response to help us. If we asked it, what do you think I should do? It's not going to tell us what it thinks it wants to do. It's going to you're making the decision. The operator makes the decision. Operator's in control. It's identifying the structure points. It's identifying different alignment points. It's basically saying that, the buy plan, don't buy up here at the ceiling. You want to buy it. The market's made a move. It's got the potential to shift. Could it continue? For sure. Can it pull back? Absolutely. And so this is identifying basically a three-tier approach. Super aggressively, yeah, it's identifying previous quarter midpoint. So it's coming in and saying, yeah, let's, this makes sense to start buying it at the 70K level, basically. So this whole zone here is your first area. And then it's identifying, we've got the upside pivot below here, and this is a good area. And then the deep pullback is down here off the previous month high. So it's coming out and just saying, where can this, if this market rejects from here, a head fake, something that, is just really a squeeze that's not going to follow through, it's going to stabilize here. Kind of a normal correction, it's going to come down to the upside pivot. It's going to stabilize here. If it's going to be a big squeeze, and really, where's the point where things change? It's here. This is the best place. It's the previous month high. If the market is really this good, it's not going below here. So that's identifying as the optimal deep buy. So weight the lower zones heavier. So it's giving you some size management here. And then it's coming through and identifying where do you want to place your stops. It's saying, don't buy into this, let it come to you. Let's see this pullback. The one alternative is if price does accept above the R level, instead of a pulling back, that discredits the fade. So then this fade that the market's in is no longer true, and we could be in an upside breakout. And so if the market does break out above here, now we're buying that pullback. Otherwise we're waiting for a dip. So this concludes our Tradevision presentation on Bitcoin. Navigator's giving you no opinion. It's just the facts. It's reading the whole market stack. It's all transparent. You've got access to that whole stack. You can validate it. You can ask questions about it. Conversations with the Navigator and with all the integrations and all the tools that we have are meant to improve your awareness so that you have clarity in the point of decision. Enjoy your day.